plaintiff, Andrea Johnson, was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant is extremely irresponsible when it comes to men. Andrea claims the defendant had a car that was registered in Andrea's name, and one night the defendant allowed a random man to drive this vehicle, and he crashed it into a fence. But Andrea was held responsible for the damages, so she's suing. Defendant Brandy Dillon says if she's so irresponsible, she can't understand why Andrea would ask her to be the godmother to her child. Brandy says she paid for the damages to the vehicle, but she refuses to pay for the fence since she wasn't driving that night.
Prove your case.
I have known Brandy for 4 years. She was my neighbor, and then we became friends later on. I've never been a judge of Brandy's lifestyle or how she lives her life. But Brandy, this is what got us here today. Brandy has a poor judgment in men. She's always been dressing provocative, whorish, sluttish. She
took the day off?
Yeah. Your Honor, be careful. Don't look at her too hard. She might take you home, honestly.
If I'm so harsh, JT's my godson.
Yeah.
Everything I did for you, but
Ma'am, speak
Honor.
to me.
Yes, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, when Brandy, she used to go out to bars from Friday to Sunday, and she would dress so horrible.
In your opinion?
I know. I cover my body up.
Okay.
Back in June of 08.
Are we getting to the incident you're suing
Yes,
about?
sir.
All right, let me allow her to give some background on the relationship before we get to the damaged fence.
Like as Ms. Johnson said, we have been friends for about 4 years. I was there the day that she delivered my godson. She is my son's cousin. We have been best friends. When you seen her, you seen me. When I was at the bar, she was right along with me. If I'm such a bad person, why are you hanging around with me?
She said she didn't pass judgment on you.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she was dressed like Mother Mary and you were dressed like...
No, that is no.
You were dressed like the devil.
Devil sidekick. She wasn't no better than I was, but that's irrelevant.
Your Honor, her little girl even been calling one of her boyfriend's dad, and they weren't even together. Well, one of her boyfriends have taken one of her son's games, and I had to help her fight the guy over to get the game back.
That was a friend.
And she still took him home. She met him one time, and he was at her house one night before, Your Honor, and they made out because she told me about it. He took her game. We had to call the police. We had to go to his house to get the game back.
So she brought a man home, had a one-night stand, and he walked off with her son's play game.
After that one-night stand, he was still continuing to come back.
Okay.
Just because
she get a one-night stand then?
It didn't. It turned into more, but they weren't together because he was married.
If it turned into more, that means it wasn't a one-night stand.
Right.
All right. Let's get to the damages you're suing her about. I assume had something to do with one of her men.
On November 21st, she went to the bar, got drunk, and she decided to give the keys to a guy she didn't even know. She told me she didn't know him.
Whose keys?
My truck keys.
Okay.
My car was in my name after she paid for it, and I did not deny that from the get-go, okay? She decided to give him the keys to drive her home because she was too intoxicated. He was too. The police pulled out of a parking lot on the way home and went through, and as he seen them through the rearview mirror, he decided to run a red light. The police started speeding up on him, and he decided to lead the police on a high-speed chase. As he turns down our driveway to bring the truck home, he did a 360 and went through someone else's fence. The police came and woke me up at 3:15 in the morning, and I have the police report to prove that.
Let's see it, please. They came and woke you up and...
They told me to come up to the scene of the accident. I got there. They was pulling Brandy out of the car. She was very intoxicated, throwing up. The other guy had jumped out the car and took off running, the guy who was driving. They got me and Brandy's statements. They had put the guy in the back of the car, the cruiser. They told us we needed to report on court on the 26th because that's the day he had to go to court. He never showed up. The officer told me there was no charges that are going to be brought against me. It would be brought against her and him.
Did you ask her about your car?
She said that she was going to be, she said I wouldn't have no problem. I wouldn't never come out of pocket for this situation. She paid for the damages to the car, but she didn't pay for any damages to the truck. And this is why
Okay, you're saying she paid.
She did to the fence. I'm sorry.
She didn't pay for the fence. That's why you're suing. But she did pay for the car. All right. Ma'am, let me hear from you.
I did pay for the damage to the vehicle, and I have the receipts. I don't feel that...
She agrees you paid for the...
I don't feel that I am at fault for the offense because I was not driving. I have a police report stating I was...
Was the guy drunk?
At the time, I didn't, he had a few drinks, but he had less than I did.
Who was this guy?
He was a guy I knew for 4 years. Well, when we got pulled over, the guy I thought he wasn't even him. I didn't even know that was his name.
Your Honor.
So you didn't even know the guy?
She didn't even know him.
I did, but
Your Honor. Your Honor, can I say something?
Didn't even know his name.
She didn't know his name. And
She just said it, right?
She told my aunt a different story. Her name is Tanya.
Come on up, ma'am. State your name.
My name is Tanya Goolsby.
What do you want to tell me?
Brandy brought Andrea over to my house the day she received the letter of her suspension of a driver's license. I asked Brandy what happened that day. Brandy admitted to me that everything was her and the gentleman's fault, that she would help Andrea in any way possible to pay back damages so she could get her license back. She admitted she would pay for the fence.
No, I did not admit.
She told me she knew this
quiet.
gentleman for 5 years.
But didn't know his name.
But she didn't know his name.
All right.
So it didn't make any sense to me at all.
Certainly. All right. So you don't think you did anything wrong?
I was wrong. Bad judge of character, letting him drive the vehicle, but I did pay for the vehicle damages.
Not only were you wrong to let him drive, which led to the car damage, didn't his driving also lead to the fence damage?
From my recollection, yes.
Yeah, so how can he be wrong and guilty of part of the accident, but not wrong and guilty for the other part of the accident, which is the fence?
I don't understand why she ain't in here trying to sue him too. Why just trying to sue me for the whole $5,000?
She can sue either or both. She has chosen to sue you. Where is he? I think she said he disappeared.
Well, from
And
my
you don't know his
recollection,
name, so we don't know how to find him.
the night of the accident, the police officers...
What, ma'am? You keep interrupting. I'm about to give you some money, but fine. What is it you want to tell me? I'm about to give you some money, but fine. What is it you want to tell me?
I just wanted to state that the police did try to go to find him for me for this situation, but the address that they had on file was no longer.
Okay. Yeah.
I have texts from her stating she talked to the driver of the vehicle.
Let's see it. See, you should have just let me go ahead and make my judgment. Whenever you hear a judge about to give you some money, let him. So, you don't want her to pay, obviously. Oh, and I talked to Terrell and his wife today. So you did talk to the man.
I talked to his wife. Yes, Your Honor.
How did you know to get in touch with her?
The police report has his phone number on it. I think I gave that to you already.
But you said you didn't know how to contact him.
No, the police didn't.
How did the police give it to you if they didn't know how to contact
On the
you?
police report?
See, that's why you should leave good enough alone, because you've just perjured yourself. You said the police gave me the phone number. Then I said, okay, so earlier you said the police didn't know how to contact him. No, they didn't know how to contact him. You just told me 5 seconds earlier that the police gave you the number. Ma'am, you lied to me. You lied to me. You said you didn't know how to contact the man, and here you have his number, calling his wife. Then you lied just now about the police. I'll give you $2,500. You know how to contact him. Go get the other $2,500 from him. Have a good day. $2,500 is your judgment. Don't come in court and lie again to the judge. Goodbye.
Thank you.
You just played me? I said, but you know what?
No,
you know what?
I played you.
It's gonna all pay off in the end. And JT is not your godson, so you can chalk that up. You have nothing else to say to me.
Why did you
I was being a good friend to you.
And so was I.
You bring your mom. She more of a hoe than you are.
Really?